to be able to pump science vessels from them, but for now he does have the option of making some drop ships from both of those and maybe catching Jaedong off guard with a drop. We saw his first-person view a little bit earlier, his first-person mini-map rather, and we know that he still has not scouted Jaedong's base in the bottom right, and Jaedong's just doing a fantastic job in this game, and Canata cannot survive on the 2 bases that he has for very long. He's just going to get out and macroed by the powerful macro force that is Jaedong. Jaedong now has 4 bases and 4 gases, more importantly, and there's very little a Terran can do on 2 bases against that, and he doesn't even know about the 4th gas. Jaedong is, of course, chosen to go for Defilers because he's just got very good Defiler control, but if he wanted to, he might even be able to go for some Ultras. Certainly he's going to be able to pump a lot of Defilers, and Canata's now got science vessels coming out. I guess he decided not to go for a drop, and he's got 2 of them, and he's going to be pumping them 2 at the time, going for the SK Terran build, not bringing any tanks, not building any tanks alongside, not wasting the gas on tanks, can go pure science vessels. And Jaedong losing a few lurkers kind of carelessly in the middle of the map, not taking down too many Marines. And I gotta say, that stop lurkers that he tried to do earlier was just a complete failure. He lost 2 lurkers trying to lure the medic Marines into the... And the first swarm goes up for Jaedong, and Canata just runs clean away from it. And great Scourge play, Scourging the first vessel completely uncontested. I don't think a single shot was fired at those Scourge before they collided with the vessel. Jaedong, as I was saying earlier, Jaedong lost 2 lurkers trying to lure Marines into the stop lurkers, and then even then it wasn't that much of a success. But since then, Jaedong's been a lot better with his lurkers and some more great swarms. Although one of those lurkers wasn't under a swarm, I guess he got blocked in his path by zerglings. But Jaedong's just with 4 gas can be able to have so many defilers that Canata's really not. It makes medic Marines almost seem not viable against the amount of defilers that Jaedong's going to be able to produce from 4 gases. The entire map pretty much is going to be blanketed in storms wherever Jaedong wants them, and he's now putting up a fifth base and going to have a 5th gas, and this time Canata has seen it. It's not going to be a hidden base like the one in the bottom right, but Canata hasn't even happened to fly over that. You'd think by now, 12 minutes into the game, that he would have scouted it by chance, but still no, he has no idea that it's there. So if Jaedong's allowed to exist for more than maybe a minute on 5 gases, I don't think there's any way Canata can come back in this game, just from an economic standpoint. And more Scourges, taking down 2 more science vessels. We've seen Canata switch almost exclusively to fire bats with the amount of swarms that he's seen, which is a good adaptation, and that's the first defiler that we've seen irradiated. Canata really hasn't been on top of irradiating the defilers. He hasn't really been successful in keeping the defiler count down, because whenever Jaedong needs a swarm, he's gotten one, and the fire bats are doing a little better job under the swarm than the Marines are, but still die to lurkers in only 3 shots. So aren't that good. Ideally, you'd want tanks, but because Canata's dedicated himself to the SK Terran build, that's really not in the cards for him. Rancid, what do you think Jaedong can do? I'm sorry, what do you think Canata can do to come back in this game?
Well, he has to really damage Jaedong economically. I think I want to correct you. I believe Jaedong's actually only on 4 bases. He just finally picked up his upper right. So he has just 4 bases, but still highly above what Canata's going for. Canata, I believe, is going for a 3rd base, and that's what he needs to do. He needs to keep his economy going, but also do some economic damage to Jaedong, because Jaedong's been allowed to have that lower right hand for far too long. I actually more expected Canata to go for Wraiths for some reason when I saw those 2 starports, because I thought, okay, wait a minute, he's on 2 bases, going for 2 starports with control towers. He can't be going for Science Vessel on both, but I honestly feel he just went a little heavy on what he's doing now. Still engaging Jaedong, still trying to do some damage. There's a lot of fire bats running right into lurkers, another Dark Swarm coming up, so Canata being forced to run some of his fire bats away. Jaedong does have Ultralisks on the way. I did see the Ultralisk cavern. Canata just now thinking of threatening Jaedong's natural expansion. Fire bats and Marines coming in just under Dark Swarm. Another Dark Swarm going up. I'm going to see how well he managed. Scourge, the lonely flying in the air, getting killed there. Fire bats coming in, doing a lot of damage on that Dark Swarm. There is a Nidus Canal there, and 2 second colonies. Fire bats do manage to penetrate. I did see a defensive mates go off on one of those fire bats. Jaedong running in from the back with a lot of forces. Hydra is there also to defend. A lot of the sciences flying up there. No real irradiate. Still a lot of Dark Swarms coming up. Finally, I think more radiates coming off, but I think finally Canata's lost. Few Marines still behind the drone line, so he does do quite a bit of economic damage, but I think he's lost far too many forces. More Firebites engaging workers under Dark Swarms, futilely. Completely futile, and Jaedong has now found Canata's third base and has forced him to float it up, done a lot of damage in response to whatever damage Canata managed to do. More science was getting caught by Scourge. Canata really he needed that third base and needed to finish off one of Jaedong's bases completely. Did not manage to do that, so Canata is quite a bit behind. Still kind of confused why I thought he went for Wraiths, but oh well, my mind works different, and I've had an over a week break from StarCraft. I am so sorry.
Yeah. No, it's okay. Don't worry about it. I'm so sorry that I thought Jaedong had a base that he didn't. I guess on the minimap I saw like his third hatchery in between his natural and main and thought that was a hatchery. I don't know. Anyway, I just failed a little bit there. But I really think that attack by Canata was a failure.
Oh!
I really think... more science vessels going down, but the defense also going down. He's attacking this what he thinks is the third base, but it's actually the fourth base of Jaedong. And it's completely unprotected. There's Ultralists now. Ultralists are coming into the mix. I don't know what that scream was about. Maybe it was about the appearance of Ultralists. I don't even know. But Ultros will probably be able to clean this up, but not before losing the hatchery. So Canata has dealt the first successful blow of this game. That last attack that he did, he took out a lot of drones, but he was not successful in taking... And he's building a command center close to where Jaedong's base, and soon he's going to scout that. I think while he floats his command center to try to pick up a fourth base, he's going to see that Jaedong's already has it and has already had it for a very long time. Another science vessel is about to go down. And so Canata did finally take down a base for Jaedong, but I don't think that will single-handedly get him back into the game. I still think he's playing at a disadvantage here. He's mined out in his main. He's just barely been able to reclaim that third for the second time, because the first time it was so expertly dealt with, and now we've got Ultralists and Defilers and Lurkers in the mix, and we're seeing the first-person view for Canata, seeing him lose a science vessel. He tried to save it, but it was no use, and this is now Jaedong's first-person view, and you know, take your notepads out, because this is the person to learn from if you want to play Zerg. Just streaming Ultralisk into Kanata's third, and Kanata just really doesn't have enough to deal with it. There's not even a swarm over these. There's just only one bunker full of Marines, and that's not going to save you from 5 Ultralisks. So he's evacuating his SCVs now and lifting, and just another blow to Canata. He's not able to claim that third. You can't continue to play a game for very long off of only one mining base, and he really needs to secure that third, but he's struggling to do so much. And GG! There's GG by Canata. GG's. I think he just discovered that he was... I think that GG might have been prompted by losing his third base, but it might also have been prompted by him just barely scouting the Jaedong space in the bottom right. Ranchin, what do you think was the cause of that GG?
I think the cause of that GG was that he lost the game, Barosh. That's what I think the cause of that GG was.
Oh, thanks. Hold on. Let me write that down in my commentating notebook. Player says GG when he loses the game.
Yeah. No, I just feel you need a large count of vessels to take on heavy ultras. Jaedong expertly handled the vessels. If he hadn't, his ultras would have been irradiated to hell. So, of course, he perfectly countered, played very nicely against that SK Terran. I still feel Canata might have played a little risky, maybe going for one starport instead. Still kind of don't know why the hell I thought he might have gone for Wraiths. I see a starport, I think Wraith. I'm sorry, I love Wraiths. I love Wraiths. I don't know why, I just do. So Canata's going to go off, talk to UV right here. UV's going to put some Terran muscle in the boy, tell him, goddamn soldier, get out there and kill that boy. But I think he's going to just collect himself for the next game. We're going to see whether Jaedong sweeps him here, though, after his first loss. Jaedong showing that, he's still Jaedong.
Just another thing before we sign off. I think I'm going to have to rewatch this game to see if there's a single Scourge produced by Jaedong that doesn't eventually make contact with a science vessel in this game. Alright guys, thank you for watching, and we'll be back with set 3 in just a minute. GG.
GG guys, Ranchin and Barosh out. Later.